Well, it's a beautiful day right now, but it's going to rain, and it's going to rain a lot, and it's going to rain continuously. So Susie's busy collecting up crab apples, and she's got pots and pots and pots of them. We've realized we really don't like our pots for boiling down this concentrate, so I'm going to run into town and see if we can get some nice canning pots and some rings and some seals, and we're going to use the rain time to do a lot of processing. So Gertrude's along for the ride. Hey, Gertie. Yeah, say hi. Hi. Gertie, do you want to run? Do you want to run? Yeah, Gertie loves to run. Ready? Ready? Should we go into town? Canadian Tire, Sturgeon Falls. Nice. Good selection of canning supplies. So I need to get a nice big pot. It's got to be stainless steel. Oh, yeah. I think that's it. That one's too big. This one here, I think, is for 32 liters. Yeah, so I got this 7-quart, 20-liter canner. This is actually what Susie had wanted. And I think between the two of these, I think we're going to be in really good shape. Well, we scored today. Sue is going to be some impressed. Well, here is our beautiful crabapple tree, just laden with apples. We put down some tarp, and they're falling down already. Yeah, so it's raining. Just started to rain, and so we're going to go on inside, and we're going to process these. Wow, they're so beautiful. Lots and lots of apples. Okay, wow. Look at all of these crab apples. Oh my goodness. Sue, you said these were all that you picked from the ground?
Yeah, except for 3. 1, 2, 3. Everything else is from the ground.
Wow. Yeah, so check out this beautiful pot. This is awesome. So we just put a little bit of water on the bottom there, turned on the element, and we'll start putting apples in. So this beautiful pot was made by Crown Cookware, manufactured in Canada. So Sue's already gone through these apples to make sure that they're all perfect. I've elected to leave the stems on. I don't know how you feel about that, but I love apple juice with the stems on. Plus, I'm really lazy. I don't want to peel a stem off of, 10,000 apples. No, this will be just fine. All right, so we've added water. Brought ourselves high enough on the pot that we can have a rolling boil and not spill all over the place. And that is a big jug of crab apples. Beautiful West Nipissing Sturgeon Falls Grade A crab apples. Hand-picked, hand-selected from only the finest crab apples that fell from the tree. Not a single blemish. except for the sticks. Okay, so we have 2 pots, and we will let these boil. It's still cold, but get there. I wonder how long it'll take to boil that big one. Okay, just a little checkup. It's been 45 minutes. This is on low. Well, these been here for 2 hours now. They're all split and swollen. Yeah, that's looking really good. Mighty fine, mighty fine. Do, 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 do. Yeah, well, just getting ready for tomorrow's festivities. We plan on letting this all sit overnight. Yeah. We want to soak out all the goodness. Well, we let this sit overnight. Oh, that's looking good. That's nice and full. Yeah. Very good. A nice color. Oh, and it tastes good. So we're going to pour the contents of this through this filter bag. That foaminess?
I don't know. Oh, sorry.
So this is a filter bag, and the filter bag goes into the bucket. The bucket has a spigot to turn it on and off, and it pours into another bucket. And here is a big pot of juice. So we're going to heat this up and bring it to a boil, pasteurize it as it were. I don't know the right term, but we're going to boil this for X amount of minutes at X amount of temperature. I'll tell you what that is soon. So I googled it and to see what other people say. We've always just been in the habit of bringing it to a boil for a few minutes. Some say bring it to a boil, some say 160 degrees for 5 minutes, some say 190 degrees. So I think we'll just stick with how we've always done it, and that's to bring it to a boil. Again, when I Google searched, I could see that a lot of people don't use sugar, and but we're going to use sugar anyways. We like to have it just sweetened up a wee bit. And sugar is also a preservative, and we've always used sugar in the past. I don't know, resistant to change? I don't know. It's bottle washing time. Yeah, all these jars need to be clean, spick and span clean, and then we need to put them in the oven and sterilize them. Well, now this is a real production line. Well, these have all been washed. Next we'll put them in the oven and sterilize them. I see steam rising from our juice. It's almost at a boil. So in order to sterilize our jars, we need to set our temperature on bake at 250. There, 250 degrees Fahrenheit or 120 degrees Celsius. And we need to keep them in there for about 10 minutes. So these have been thoroughly cleaned with soap and water. They've been allowed to drain. So so they're dry. It's important that they not touch. So the first 24 we're going to use new lids and new snap covers. We have to boil these as well? Okay. Okay, so we're going to boil our lids. Make sure they're sterilized. Well, Susie's out there picking more apples. So the oven reached 250 degrees, so we have set the timer for 10 minutes, and that will sterilize the jars. This is almost to a boil. We'll allow the lids to boil for 10 minutes. And I see our juice is almost at a boil. So we should be good to go real soon. Just going to sterilize my tongs as well. I'll be using the tongs to move the jars. Yeah, so our lids are in a rolling boil now. These aren't there yet, but soon. So there's a film on top. It's like a white film and a pink film. I think it's the pectin. But it rises to the surface, and we don't really want that in our jars. So what I'm going to do is use a strainer and take that off before we start moving the juice into the jars. Nice! Look at that! Wow! Only the best, eh? Well, these are at a rolling boil now. So I've set my timer for 10 minutes. Well, we're almost at 200 degrees. I'm going to use a metal spoon to collect up that pectin. Comes off quite nicely with a metal spoon. I was going to strain it, but Susie reminded me that this really is, well, best way. Here's a nice boil. So I'm going to set the timer here for 10 minutes. Yeah, so in case you're wondering, we're renovating. I've taken the doors off, all of the cabinets in here. They need good washing and painting and whatnot. So it's time to reno in here. We do have a kitchen in our apartment downstairs, so this has actually been really handy for the harvest and for making our juice. It gets really hot and humid when you do this, so it's certainly nice to contain the humidity up here. Yay! So we'll just let this sit here just for a little while until it's not rolling, boiling. Let it cool just a little bit before we put it in the jars. I'm going to take a moment and get some of that pectin out as well. Okay, well, here we go. high do I put them, Sue?
Right to the bottom. Yeah.
Is that?
That's almost a little full, but just a little lower, I think. Well, you don't have to pour that one out.
Really, really. Check that out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very hot, by the way. Very hot, indeed. So we're going to put these in. I heard a clink. They're not supposed to touch. There. I don't see any touching. That is very, very good. Crystal clear too. It smells so much like cherries. Okay, so we're at 250 degrees. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. And this will sterilize the next set of jars. So we're almost down near the bottom of the juice. We got more jars sterilizing. We have our lids already sterilized. We're going to see how many this makes. So listen carefully. Soon notice that they're starting to seal. So as the temperature goes down, vacuum is created, the lid goes pop, and then you know they're sealed. So I'm leaving that running so that we can hear them pop. Oh, did you hear that? Pop. Yeah. There's another one. So there you have it, 20 jars for a batch. Nice, and there's a little bit left in here. I think I'm just going to make a drink. Have it right now. Smells good. Hot. Okay, so here we have it. This is the concentrate. My pinky's out. Really good. Oh, it's so good. It's pretty tart, or not tart, but sour, like a sour candy. Smells like cherries too. So that is a half and half. Half water and half concentrate. Oh, did you hear that? Oh. So here is some more raw concentrate. We just need to boil that down. Get it into jars. Oh. Oh. Yes, the cycle continues. Well, we ended up with 28 jars of really fine crabapple concentrate. So we're really impressed. The new pots, the big pots, work very well for us, and certainly has cut down a lot of the work. And the new filter bags are just perfect. So I'm really pleased. We're about 1/10 of the way through this, but there sure are a lot of apples.